Welcome to Java with Jim. I'm Jim Reese, Director of Business Development at Offit Kurman, and I'm joined here today with Chris McDonell, President and CEO of McDonell Consulting Group, Sandler Training. Chris, how are you today?
Jim, I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let's jump in here. So, Chris, tell us about McDonell Consulting Group and what makes your company different from other companies in the same industry.
Happy to, Jim. Well, I think at a high level, our focus areas are business process alignment, sales management, leadership development, succession planning, and strategic customer care. So what makes us different, we are deeply committed to learning what makes our clients, let's just say, unique. And in other words, we want to be able to not assume. I don't know about you, Jim, but if you look at the word assume, the first three letters of the word assume, you can look like that if you assume too much. And so if someone just says, hey, we'd like to get some leadership development training, we don't want to simply say, okay, well, let's put you in this program. It's almost like imagine if you had back pain, you walked into a doctor's office and said, I got this back pain. And a doctor's like, oh, back pain, I'm great at that. Let's do the surgery. Well, you're probably not going to feel too comfortable with that. So with us, what makes us different is that we don't want to assume. We want to be able to collaborate, ask questions, and then mutually discover together what the best fit is for that prospect.
And at McDonell Consulting Group, which you call MCG for our purposes, at MCG, what are you most proud of, Chris?
Well, I think very similar to a lot of companies right now, Jim. Over the last 13 months, as we maneuvered through this pandemic, just the shift. I mean, you're looking at a business that thrived on face-to-face interaction. That's what we did. And with some remote training, we did hybrid training where we did a lot of webinars, but the bulk of what we did was face-to-face, whether it's here in our training center in Towson or traveling. So to make that shift with technology and to make the shift in bringing training and development to life, if you will, the same as we would in a classroom. So proud of our team, and it took a lot of commitment, grit, thinking outside the box, collaboration in complete uncertain times, and we're proud of our clients. I mean, just the sheer grit, determination that they've had has been great as well. So extremely proud.
Yeah, I know. In talking to you prior, you had a good year in 2020, strong first quarter in 2021. Congratulations for making that shift. What do the next 6 months look like for you and McDonell Consulting Group?
Well, I think, Jim, in many ways, the next 6 months are going to be just ever changing, and from sometimes when you look at it, could we be heading towards another roaring 20s? I mean, depending on who you're talking to, right? As we get through this pandemic. So I think for us, the first thing I want to say is that it's going to be important for business leaders to become extremely well aligned with how they operate post-pandemic, if you will. Some may say, hey, we can't wait to get back out there and just do everything like we used to. Well, what we're advising our clients is that, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. What are some things with technology you can learn throughout this whole process, or just anything? What have you learned? What could you do differently as you move forward? And for us, what the next 6 months look like, individual training plans come to mind, where a lot of companies are saying, we want to make sure we're developing our people, that our culture is lined up, because there's been some challenges with culture. So IDPs, individual development plans, we work with our clients to develop them down to the individual level, obviously, so they can see themselves growing inside the organization from either an entry-level position or up to and including a senior level position in that organization. So we're very excited about that.
Chris, I know you have a vast network, but I got to ask you, what do most people watching this not know about Chris McDonell? What's the secret?
The secret. All right. Well, I'll one quick thing. I'll just throw out my one little claim to fame is that Pocahontas, the Pocahontas, is my 13th great grandmother. For
That
what
is that is quite the fun fact.
that's out there.
That is out there. And
Right.
but wait, there's more.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other thing completely unrelated to that is on a complete personal side, I needed a hobby. So last December, I decided I'm going to brew beer. So just brewing beer, the science behind it, and like the engineering and doing it just is good for my head. And by the way, from what I've told, it actually tastes good. So pretty excited about that.
Well, that's a great hobby. I give you lots of credit for that, and I'm sure that keeps you busy and not too stressful, right?
Yeah, and it's fun. It's good on a Saturday morning, just early, just to focus on that again, the science behind it. So it makes it fun.
Good. Well, Chris, thanks for your time. Appreciate you joining me today for Java with Jim.
Really enjoyed it, Jen. Thank you so much for having me.
I'll see you around for sure.
Thanks, bud.
All right, see ya.